The deck I'll be looking at today is Dragon Ruler. This deck used to be known as super powerful, nearly tier 0 deck, but it wasn't quite tier 0. That's what I'm going after. Going after tier, a actual tier 0 deck. This deck is so powerful, in fact, it only has 8 cards in its entire deck. Well, archetype. All of them are monsters, and half of them are on the Forbidden Limit list. 3 of them are banned, 1 of them is limited to 1. Except for them all being dragon monsters and having similar effects, they have nothing in common. For example, some of them are earth monsters, some of them are water, fire, and wind. 2 of each. Let's go over other effects. We can divide the dragon rulers into 2 different categories: dragon rulers and the baby rulers. The baby ones are the ones that let you bring out the actual dragon rulers. So let's go over them first. They each have an effect where you can discard this card, a dragon type monster, or a whatever its attribute is, and special summon its appropriate dragon ruler from your deck. It can't attack this turn, however, and you can only do that once per turn. As you can see, it's the same on all of them. Don't have to get rid of dragon, so it's actually pretty generic. You can effortlessly bring this out. And half of these being level 3, half of them being level 4. Effectively, we go -1 in card advantage. Huh. Okay, that means the dragon rulers must be super powerful, right? It must have amazing effects when the special summon. Okay, let's go over them. Let's start with the Earth one, Redux. We can make it so if this card is in our hand or graveyard, we can banish a total of 2 Earth and or Dragon monsters from our hand and or graveyard, except this card, special summon this card. Sounds pretty nice. Easily can come down to the field. It has another effect where during your opponent's end phase, you can special summon. If this card was special summoned, return to the hand. Okay, so it gets returned to our hand, meaning we do have to bring it back out eventually. I'll let you know those 2 effects are pretty common between all the Dragon Rulers. But they all, instead of banishing their Earth, they banish their appropriate attribute. Then the Earth one has its own little special effect. You can discard an Earth monster to the graveyard, then target one monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. So this one lets us revive a monster by sending it to the graveyard, and another monster. So again, we go -1 in card advantage. And it has its final effect. If this card is banished, you add 1 Earth Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Now let's look at this one. Its special effect is... here it is. You can discard this card and a Wind monster to add 1 Dragon monster from your deck to your hand with any attribute that you see fit, as long as it's a Dragon monster. That is this one's unique effect. Then let's go over this one's unique effect. It lets you can discard this card and a Water monster and send any monster you want from your deck to your graveyard. Sounds pretty powerful. We get a Foolish Burial, we get pretty much a Rhoda, but for dragons, and we get a Monster Reborn. Now it's Blasters, probably the most famous of the Dragon Rulers, make it so you can discard it in a fire monster, and you get to target a card on the field, destroy that target. Oh, did I also forget to mention, every single one of its effects shares a hard once per turn? Yeah, I did. So I'm not discarding it to the graveyard and destroying one of my opponent's cards and summoning back on the same turn. That's not happening. I'm not discarding this for a Monster Reborn and summoning back on the same turn. I'm not searching the card and summoning it. With its own effect, obviously. I am not going to end up summoning this card, and because this one This one, we're not summoning this and foolishing it on the same turn. And so, what makes this super powerful and can warp entire metas so it deserved to be tier 0? Well, it was all the cards were easy enough to summon. So you can go to powerful rank 7 monsters, and as we know right now, rank 7 monsters can be pretty devastating. Big Eye can just snatch your opponent's monsters, for example. Then each of the monsters has their own powerful effect to back it up, which is almost every single one of them is exactly the same as a banned card. We got a Foolish Burial, we got a Monster Reborn, we got a Rhoda, we got a Pop one. And why is this one the only one that's, well, not banned? It's only limited to one. Entirely because winds aren't as good as the water, earth, and fire. Because its effect just to add in dragon monster is pretty powerful. Say, oh, I have a dragon deck. I would never put this in there if I have wind monsters. The only deck that I can think of this card being played in, the wind one, is Thunder Armed Dragon. Yep. Let me show you. Thunder Armed Dragon. It's around here somewhere. I don't know where I put it. Probably isn't here. Ah, here it is. Armed Dragon Thunder. This is the only deck I can think of it even being possible to play in. It has some wind monsters, and they're also just happen to be dragons, so they can easily be discarded. And they have effects when discarded, so it should work perfectly for a card. And once it's discard cards, get more resources, but the deck isn't good. Okay? So, in a deck that's specifically designed to work off of getting discarded, and a monster that specifically helps us discard those cards, and just happens everything's wind, exactly like this card wants, it's not good. Okay, so then why are the Dragon Rulers still on the ban list? Honestly, I feel like we can bring them all back to 1 pretty easily, see what they do, then just see if they can go any higher to 1. But why are they on the ban list? Nostalgia. They can easily come off. What are they gonna do? Hurt the meta? Oh no, we're gonna banish every card that goes to the graveyard with our Kashtira cards, or oh no, we're playing Labyrinth and we're gonna shut down your turn with our trap cards. What are these gonna do against it? Summon back a monster from your graveyard? And that's it? And if you like this, why not, I don't know, top deck the subscribe button and hope for a Monster Reborn and revive it back to your field. Or you could also check out one of my other videos.